Hello again everyone, welcome back to some more Landric plays. I am playing some more Hand of Fate 2, and last episode we did the Star, and boy did we get no end of curses. Like, so many curses. So that one we may have to leave for later, or we may have to just get very, very lucky. I think today I'm going to do the Moon, and then maybe we'll go back and sort of do some of these and just try and get them golden while we churn through enough cards to do some of these trickier quests.
I miss them, my Jackson queens, the members of my court. Each of them died long ago, of course, but they lived with me through my game. Now they are all lost, and I have merely these parts to reassemble.
Interesting. So the jacks and queens and kings, of course, are the ones we saw in Hand of Fate 1. So the Moon, you have an insider who may help you infiltrate the palace. Gather support against the populace of the corruption city in order to convince them that the Emperor must be killed. You have earned an Empire death warrant. Yes, of course we have. More gambits, so a whole bunch of different things, and a whole bunch more curses, because yay! Alright. One other thing we're going to have to go back and do at some point is try and do some of our companion special quests, because we've yet to do a single one. So I think that's what we'll do next time. I'm suspecting we probably won't be able to do this one first time. Let's take Colbjorn, because the dice gambits, it's always nice to have his extra dice. We'll take the pickpocket. We will take the fairy ring. I mean, we could take the Hoarfrost trial, even though we'll almost certainly, like, this is a terrible one to take it, so no. Different time, I think. We'll take this, because it's shiny and platinum and we've not seen it before. Take the healer, because healing's always nice. Mystery chest, because why not? We'll try and get that token. Fed defense? Yeah, more tokens we'll try and get. Interception, same as before. Fame and shame, I'm pretty sure I have an idea of what this does. I'm guessing it either increases your fame or decreases it. But it's currently unknown, so we'll just grab it so it's revealed. How many? No, 1 of 1 platinum cards, so we can't take any more of these. A Fiend in Need. Let's take the Alchemist, lots of health and gold and things we can try and get there. Carriage of the Departed, again, more gold. How many? 2 more. Let's take this one and I don't know, this one. Kind of just taking an interesting mix of things rather than going for anything particular this time, because this is very much going to be an exploratory look. We've got so many short moves, but we're really not against any thieves at all, so it doesn't seem worthwhile taking them. I'm going to take this Scorched Blade, and I think I'm going to go mostly for sword and shields. I think Empire heavier stuff is actually better, but you know, it's nice to sort of mix things up a little bit. So we'll go for that. Just a regular shield, maybe? Golden shield, so we can sell it. I think there's better ways to get money. Let's try this again, because we've not seen it yet. And this, and then we should probably put some other swords in there, just because. There we go, put those in, and then what else do we want? Let's go for Colbjorn's traps. Again, we've not seen them. I think we're just going to try and sort of see some of the things that we've not seen before. This we'll use, try and get the token if we can, because tokens are always nice. Again, we've not seen this. What armor do we want? We'll go for that. Maybe the Imperial armor.
That card is one of your favorites. I don't see the appeal.
We have taken... Ooh, Spiked Bone Guard. Has a Dispel Curse. Discard and ignore the first curse you draw. That could be quite interesting. I don't think we'll take it this time, but that definitely might come in handy. Alright, 12 of 12, good enough. And what do we want to take with us? So we got this last time, I think, so we can take some fame with us. Questing Mace, we need, corruption required, so we have to actually defeat Corrupted. How close are we with that? 17 of 20. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. We'll have to do that another time. Buckler, let's start with a buckler and a shoulder's sword? Yes, good. What does the token on this require? Upgrade this at the blacksmith. I don't know. Is that the blacksmith from the strength quest? Perhaps. And I guess same here? No, 25 charged bash abilities. You know what, let's go for the crossbow, because why not? Crossbows are fun. And with that, let's begin. So this
Preparation will be key to your success. It is here that you separate yourself from your predecessor.
So I suspect this could either be a very long and grueling run, or a very
Badly
short run.
shaped tool will not cut smoothly. It will turn and bite the wielder. That is why I have paid such attention to your forging.
Interesting. On the last day of solstice, you pass through the gates of the great city. The scene before you is overwhelming. A melange of architectural styles, exotic smells, and busy people. You have taken counsel with your companions and wrestled with self-doubt. Your path is clear now. The Empire is a force for darkness in this world, bringing nothing but death and destruction. If you are truly a hero, this is the time to prove it. There can be no other end than this one. The Emperor must die. Estrella has organised a covert meeting with General Flinthallow, an ally from her Empire days. He will tell us the way into the palace, she explains, but only if we prove that we have the backing for such a rebellion. Estrella disappears into the crowd, stating she has some business to attend to. You see the meeting place in the distance, the Church of Fires, a shining marble monument soaring above the crowd and rabble of the city. But first you must explore the districts and gain enough support to your cause. An Empire soldier stares at you from across the way. You disappear into the market crowd before he realises who you are. Alright, so there's a patrol that we're gonna have to go through. Presumably the place we're going must be over here somewhere. But, ooh, inconspicuous. I
Every
see.
performance is at heart a lie.
So the more fame we have, I imagine the harder getting past these patrolling soldiers is going to be. Parked in the Dusk Quarter is a travelling theatre that has seen better days. The mottled stage curtains hang tiredly. A pasty, ill-looking man named Old Patton appears to be the head of this enterprise. He waves you over. White powder settled into the wrinkles of his face. His painted lips twist into a knowing grin. "I know who you are," he whispers. "Look here, I won't tell." He taps his red, bulbous nose and winks. "If you stand in for my recently, and rather inconveniently, deceased actor." He points out a ragged baker costume. "What happened to your deceased baker?" "My baker has been walled into his own home, hasn't he? He's going to either starve or get eaten by the corrupted." The old man looks positively delighted at that prospect. "Look here, blah blah blah. Alright, let's be the baker." The play starts off with a hag knocking on a pantomime door. "Oh baker, I've come for your hand in marriage." Is he not going to tell us what we're supposed to do in the... I guess we're going to make the play up as we go along. Let's greet the hag with a kiss. The crowd claps and jeers as you plant a kiss on the actress or actor playing the hag. They play the part with spectacular realism. "Oh my love, dearest of hearts, I brought you a cake," the hag croaks, removing a petrified cake from the folds of her apron. The cake is spotted with mould. Okay, let's take a bite. The cake tastes of cinnamon and is so stale that you are forced to drag your teeth along its rock-hard surface to scrape some crumbs off. The crowd watches in morbid fascination. Then, inexplicably, a caged bear is dragged on stage. The hag looks at you expectantly. Oh, a boar, not a bear. Still, not great, but still. Release the boar. Before anybody can stop you, you open the cage. The boar blinks, startled, before charging off the stage into the screaming crowd. Its tusk gouge your leg as it makes its escape. What on earth? The boar gores an innocent bystander, oops, before disappearing with a snort down an alley. Other than the person bleeding out, the crowd assumes this is all part of the show. You see Old Patton signalling for you to wrap up the performance. We can curtsy or denounce the Empire. So this might be a way to get some co-conspirators. The crowd regards your speech with suspicion. They are sure to alert the Empire. Oh, whoops. So we're adding a brimstone monster. Interesting, I wonder what this is going to do. A single member of the audience, a woman in a dirty apron, looks inspired by your speech. Herder the apron pledges her service to your cause. So we got one.
Here we see yet another wheel, each different, yet each bearing their own similarities.
There we go, 20 gold.
Let's see what you do with that, given your position.
Old Patton is impressed by your dedication to the role. His charcoaled eyes well with tears. Now this is acting. Old Patton pledges his service to your cause. Ah, now we have two conspirators. and a little bit of fame. So presumably as our fame goes up, we'll stop being inconspicuous.
Many never recover fully from the sickness that fills the fens.
So we're in the fetid fens, we spy a carriage, the fog is thickest, blah blah blah. We lose 10 max life. Can we grab that golden
The pendulum
trinket?
is ever changing.
Yes,
and
we
the
can.
challenges it presents change too.
Gracefully to the carriage, you quickly gain access to a pair of locked crates. Ooh. Let's figure out what the Imperial Helm does. Riposte charge. Against thieves, riposte deals extra damage. It's good against thieves and corrupted. I mean, there are rumours of corrupted, but I assume we're going to be more against the Empire, so I don't know if this will be super amazing. The Scorched Blade, on the other hand, does extra damage to, well, it does extra damage, but especially extra damage to Northerners, which isn't super ideal. And Thorn Shell, Protective Shell, absorbs a single hit, 25 damage to nearby enemies. That could be kind of neat. We already have the... here we go. Yeah, I think we go for the Marksman's Bane just because it does extra damage to ranged enemies. Yeah, let's swap that over. Oh, and we get 2. Interesting. So we obviously don't want the other sword because we just picked up a sword. We've already got a crossbow, even if this crossbow is better. What is the token? Just hit 20 items, 20 enemies with it. And I think then it becomes a crossbow when it's done, yeah. Yeah, becomes a crossbow, so we'll actually have 2 crossbows, which isn't super ideal, but let's do it.
Magic and firepower together. An unusual choice.
An extra bit of fame and an extra token. Hooray for us. Or at least a fragment of a token, so we can start stacking those up again. We are running out of
Do what
food,
you can to find more food.
so let us buy some more food. Let's just buy 10. We'll burn all of our money, but it'll come in handy hopefully. We can sell our crossbow actually now that I think about it. It's only for 4 gold, but better to have 4 gold in your pocket than something that's totally useless, and in fact we'll sell the soldier's sword as well. We'll keep the buckler, and then I think we'll just move on.
I understand your beginnings were humble. Even so, I'd hoped for better.
You meet Merrick at the square as he instructed. He gestures to a carpet seller at the bazaar. The Reeve, he explains. Watch and listen. If the Lord got wind you were short on your taxes, there would be trouble, says the Reeve. Mind you, I do like this rug. Better you hand that over than all your stock. What do you say? I've not... And that's a rare masterpiece from the Eastern Belt, says the flustered rug merchant. As the altercation continues, you notice the Reeve's pouch hanging open. So you see it then, Merrick says with a grin. You know it's only really stealing if you get caught. Well, let's steal... So they seem corrupt, so that means they're fair game, right? Alright, let's... Okay, so we've got 10 gold, 5 gold. Alright, so we get the 10 gold, that gets added to the card. And now we add an injury to this. Okay, so far so good. Can we get all of it? Alright. Let's go for broke. Hey, look at us. All of the gold. You lift the last of the Reeve's gold from his pouch. He struts away with a rare carpet from the Eastern Belt rolled under his arm, none the wiser. So we return to Merrick. The thief's eyes glint at the sight of the gold. We will make a thief of you yet, he says as he plucks his share from your hands. Think of it as an investment. Meet me at noon in 2 days outside the city. We can talk more then. Okay, so presumably we're going to get this token, and then this quest line is going to advance. With that, Merrick disappears back into the crowd.
A reward well earned.
Good, so we're getting something out of this quest even if it all ends horribly.
Death stalks these streets. Your death, my death, and the death of an emperor.
While passing through the city's bustling fish markets, you hear a choking sound followed by... Okay, so there are going to be corrupted we're going to be facing, I guess. Pushing through the panicked crowd, you find a family of fishmongers writhing on the ground beside a toppled wagon. You watch in horror as pustules of corruption spread across their bodies and down their limbs, leaving them grotesque and unrecognisable. Alright, so Corrupted are fairly easy to fight. I'm not super worried about it, though we are getting slightly low on max health, which isn't ideal. And I guess maybe we could have taken our, what was it, our questing mace after all. So, sword and shield, that'll be good enough. Even if it is a bit of a small shield. Oh hey look, it's Malacalypse over there in the background, I think. Defense for the duelist, a buckler needs a skilled hand in order to keep you safe. Well hey, we're skilled. There we go. Just keep bopping all of these. And finish you off. And, not that we especially need it, but let's just shoot some of these with our artifact, just so that we get to say that we've used it. Because if it takes 20 uses for us to get that token, then we have to use the entire thing twice. So if we die before any of it, before it's empty, then that's a bit of a waste. And I'm not expecting to especially need it for any fight in particular. Like, I think it's going to be the deck that kills us rather than a particular encounter. Oop, wrong button. Pow, there we go. There we go, finish you off. Oh no, you got back up. Oh well. Jab you. Just keep bashing you. Attack thin air for no particular reason, and then stab you right in the back. So I don't know if we ever found out the source of the corruption, but I suspect our dealer friend might know more about that. Alright, so we can leave quietly or search for spoils. I imagine if we search for spoils, we'll possibly have more combat or something. Oh no, so we get some treasure. So the Imperial Armour or Nazgûr's Reckoning. So every third riposte against Northerners is extra good. Well, it's not super valuable to us. The armour, on the other hand, is probably quite good. 20 max life when you've got a one-handed weapon, which we do. Requires some fame, though. Ah, which we have. And we get some food. The crowd watches in distress as you loot the newest victims of the Blight. Oh yes.
Games
yeah, they might not appreciate that.
Within games.
Let's reroll this, and then Kolbjorn can give us an extra dice if we need it, which we do. There we go. Just scrape through that with the skin of our teeth.
Well done. You continue to impress.
With the corrupted creatures dealt with, you stand to leave and hope that no one recognizes you. Ooh, okay, that's going to be tricky. Okay, we are recognized. A grizzled bone setter croaks and points wildly in recognition. It's that traitor! It's the traitor! Emperor murderer! So we get some fame. Somebody yells for the guards, and we add another brimstone card to the deck. So we're still apparently inconspicuous, even though we've got 12 fame.
So much military attention, and why? Because the Emperor knows you are coming. He has known long before.
A group of soldiers stand in your path. A small child points at you, trying to get her mother's attention. Her mother thankfully ignores her, so we can either go back or we can stay inconspicuous. Okay. Oh, what? Out of that, all of the checks that we failed, so I managed to do the entire pickpocket perfectly and I failed that one. Okay, great. So, swords are drawn, we are discovered. Luckily not a brimstone card, although, I say luckily, I am curious to find out exactly how the brimstoniness changes them. Perhaps they just do more damage, or perhaps it's slightly more exciting than that. So we have got Kolbjorn at our back, but we should be able to cut through these fairly easily. There we go, just keep riposting, stab, we'll finish you off before you get back up. Kind of unfair that you can stab me while I'm in the middle of doing a finisher, but you know, it's how it is. Okay, I thought we were going to stab at thin air again, but luckily we managed to catch somebody with it. There we go. Bam, right in the face. So that was fairly easy. It's not the combat I'm worried about, it's more a case of, are they going to end up... I assume that's going to give us more fame or more notoriety or something. Yeah, so extra fame, casual display of violence, horrified bystanders. So we're now recognisable.
It was your actions that necessitated these additions to the game, you understand. I knew you were approaching and tailored things around your lust for fame.
Yeah, whatever. It's interesting you say lust for fame, given that now I'm going to try and be sneaky, I think. You follow the sounds of hammering into the town hall. Inside, a tiny man stands atop a stool, chipping away at a row of marble sculptures. Impressive, is it not? Sir Malafowl of Kadir is a great patron of the arts, and you could be too. We are going to commission a ceramic sculpture just to see what happens. We can't afford the marble one. Alright, failure, what does that mean? Oh, we get some fame. You must think you're so much better than everyone else, says one of them. Get him, screams the other as he hurls stones at you. Wow. He throws a couple of stones and we lose 35 life. Okay, character that departed, we're going to roll some dice, we're going to get some gold, and that's basically about it. We'll reroll both of you, just because why not? I'm not going to accept a die from Kill because I don't think we need it. So we get 13, reroll again, and then we'll get that many gold. I think we'll keep the 6 and the 5, and we'll reroll this. And hey, 17, so we'll get a little extra bonus as well. So we get some food. We've got quite a lot of food now. And then we get 30 gold. And then let's go this way. The mystery chest. So we pay 4 gold for the privilege of guessing what's in the box. And then if we're right, we get to keep it. Well, that's Colbjorn to guess. Okay, we ask Colbjorn to guess and he wanders away. Alright, we'll pay for a hint. You'll find no treasure to treat yourself to tulips in there. So probably not gold, I guess. Well, let's go for healing potion. Hey, we guess. So we get a healing potion, and then we get to guess again. Let's say it's food this time. It's gold. So no token shard for us. So I guess this is the
checkpoints, as if they keep one step ahead of the deaths that hunt them.
The Blood District. That sounds ominous. An Empire soldier speaks to a grumbling, slow-moving crowd. It appears there is some sort of hold-up. So we'll join the line, but given that we're recognisable, I imagine we're going to have to fight our way through. From this day forward, and until further notice, there will be checkpoints at all gates. Continue shuffling through the gates with the rest of the crowd, hoping that we're not recognisable. Okay, so we're more recognisable, but we can get through it. Alright, that's not too bad then. So there are checkpoints here and here. In which case, let's go down this way first, and then we'll backtrack. Spy information. Okay, so that's actually really useful, so we know that's the way we're going to have to go. So we'll leave, we'll go this way.
Many secrets are buried here, and you seem determined to unearth them all.
That is true. The stillness of the cemetery provides a welcome respite from the city. Only 2 people walk the grounds today. A weathered gravedigger named Thomas, and an old woman in a flowered bonnet. The woman introduces herself as Hild, and asks you to accompany her to her husband's grave. She pulls you close conspiratorially, and glares at Thomas. I think they added more stairs. The gravedigger makes a baffled noise in disagreement. Let's accompany her. Hild takes your arm and leads you through a large stone arch towards the tombs. 3 eyes, she says, pointing at a strange symbol of 3 dots etched upon the gate. That's lucky. Past graves and flowers, you climb until you reach a huge primitive stone tomb, fallen mostly to ruin. It is devoid of any markings other than 3 dots bored over the entrance. Here. Hild dusts the walls here and there with her handkerchief as she descends the ancient steps into the tomb. You can barely make out her white dress and her crinkled eyes as she beckons you to follow. This doesn't seem like a terrible idea at all. Let's follow her straight after. Something flickers in the passage ahead, and the old woman disappears into the darkness. Okay, good. So we don't get horribly lost in a crypt. You take a tentative step, feeling the smooth marble underfoot. The air smells of dust and flowers. You see a small shrine of dusty flowers and forgotten candle stubs. There are tunnels to the east and west. We're going to get eaten by a grue. Let's go west. A crack in the tomb's roof bathes you in warm sunlight. You are suddenly overcome with exhaustion and want nothing more than to sink into the silk and feathers. Sleeping in a tomb sounds like a bad idea. Let's go east. Let's go east again. So we are cursed. Discard the first gain card you receive on each level. Wow, that's bad. North? A statue of a road woman stands at the intersection watching you with hollow eyes. I've already forgotten where we are. We arrive at the inner sanctum. Hooray! A gaping pit lies in the center of the room, swallowing the light. Okay, even though we rolled a 1, we still managed to get there. Without ceremony, the old widow reappears behind you. Why, hello! Did you get lost? With a wan smile, Hild hands you a bunch of dried flowers. She nods encouragingly and stands back to watch. Do we place them next to the hole or put them in? Let's chuck them in the hole. This is interesting. I really have no idea what's going on. The brittle flowers float gently down into the darkness. After a moment of silence, Hild pats your hand and thanks you for your time. Hild the deceased pledges her services to your cause. You hear a scream of terror from somewhere above ground. Hild hides a small smile and states that she must stay here a while to pray. Unnerved, you quickly retrace your steps and find the source of the screaming. It's none other than the gravedigger Thomas. The Watcher, he's here, he babbles, pointing a shaking hand at a mound of ornate tombs. Ask, what's the Watcher? 3 eyes, he'll drink your blood to turn the flood. The old gravedigger taps his forehead frantically as if to ward off the Watcher. You rush up the stairs to confront the threat. A hulking mass slides out from behind the mausoleum. The faceless creature towers over you, its 3 eyes shining brilliantly. Do we fight it? Do we call for help? Do we try and escape? Or do we attempt to reason with it? Let's fight it. Your weapon passes through its... Okay, never mind. Okay. So we can't choose not to reroll something, so I'm going to have to reroll the 4. And then we're going to take an extra dice from Kolbjorn, I think. Which would be... That would have been extremely difficult to get without his help, so I'm glad we had him with us. With a pulsing shine of its 3 eyes, the Watcher goes, disappearing in a blink as if it were never there. Thomas, weeping, taps his forehead uncontrollably and jabbers words of gratitude. So Thomas comes with us as well. We carry him to a cottage near the cemetery's entrance. You have to ply him with tea and words of comfort before he releases his fearful grip on your hand and allows you to leave. So we are very famous now. Are we going to have to go through this checkpoint again? No, just this one.
Medicine and chemistry. Places magic can hide as a more specific craft.
The apothecary is inundated with a tense rabble of city inhabitants. As you get closer, you notice that the door has been barred shut. An elderly woman is on her knees weeping, clutching a pearl necklace to her chest. Open up. Have you no heart? A heavy-set blacksmith pounds on the door. My daughter has succumbed to the rot. His voice cracks. The rest of the crowd shrinks away from the man, some covering their mouths fearfully. Let's find another way in. Hopping over a side gate and squeezing past crates, you find the back door to the apothecary. It's unlocked, but a thin, bird-like woman stands by the door, scrutinizing you. Say hello. Hello, she says with a curt nod. I am Jorhelm. My twin is Janice. I have heard that you want to destroy the Empire, and now that I see you are strong of brow and crooked of nose, I believe in your quest. Thanks. She bids you goodbye as you enter the apothecary back door. Janice will help you too if you can find her. Oh, we don't have a heavy bag of gold, so we'll wait and see what happens. Huge failure. You're that traitor the Salt is looking for. Have you not done enough? Oh, he curses us. First 3 hits received in combat deal an extra 200% damage. And a monster, brimstone monster, and more fame. Excellent. So we're infamous, so we're probably not going to be able to get through here. So we've got... I mean, we'll try and get through. So we're infamous, but we still have a chance. Though, we mess it up. So we're going to see our first brimstone Brimstone Soldier. So we've got a captain, a phalanx, and just some Empire soldiers, I think. And of course we don't have Coldborn with us again. Hooray! Okay, wow, look at him. He does look extremely Brimstone. Let's miss him entirely. So we've got to try and avoid taking hits, because our first hits are going to deal extra damage. Oh, there we go. There's a first hit. So we're going to have to bash our way through you. Luckily everyone else is hanging back. It's nice of them. We're going to cut our way through some of these. That was quite painful. So before, when I said, yes, we're just going to, you know, not be worried about combat too much, we're going to be worried about the cards and curses and things like that. Turns out maybe we have to be worried about both. Oh dear, especially if I'm fighting like that. Every time I roll, I come back in just the wrong place. At least I managed to avoid that one. Oh, no. This is getting quite hairy now. There we go, at least we get one riposte. Two ripostes! Alright, we're going to try and bash you, and then I think we'll use our artifact. Dodge again. There we go, there goes his armor. So now we can... Where are we? There we go. Wow, he's got a lot of health. You know what? I'm just going to shoot him immediately again. There we go. So yeah, Brimstone enemy, not ideal. Luckily it was only the captain, actually. Imagine if it had been the phalanx, there would have been 6 of them. I think by themselves they're not too bad, but... Alright, so more fame, more violence, going this way.
We so rarely stop and dwell on the uneventful moments of your histories. Yet life is constructed of so many of them, stitched in between the flashes of excitement.
Laying in a field on a warm summer's day, you spy a tiny figure, and you leap forth and catch her. Success! You cup her in your hands and peer inside. Let me go and I'll grant you a wish. Okay, that's going a bit too fast that I don't think I can... I don't think I can guess or track any of them, so I'm just going to trust Lady Luck and stop it right there. 25 gold. Not too bad. I think I prefer a blessing of some sort, but it's not too bad. Except that curse happens, yeah. Great. Oh well, at least that curse is out of the way for this level, though we've only got a few cards left. Let's inspect the fort. And maybe we'll get something worthwhile from it. Oh, not like that. Not like this. There we go. Fort's deserted, but we get some supplies, so we get a little bit of life. And then we just have to backtrack this way. So we have to go back through the patrol. Okay, this time we slip through. Aha, the alchemist again. Let's try and help him, why not? Let's see what we get. Alright, we've got the red feather, so let's try and get the other red items, and then we will get a whole bunch of health. That's the idea. An elixir of health. Or an elixir of life. Oh no, I think we messed that up already. Yep, there we go. Alright, so it's going to be a bit of a purple potion. So as long as we don't get a yellow one, I don't think it'll be too bad. I don't know what purple will give us, actually. So, where are we? So I think we want either the blue or the red beetles. There we go. Excellent balance. Unfortunately, it's not entirely pure, so I guess because we've got 2 red and a blue, or because it's just red and blue, we get 2 life gain cards. So not the Elixir of Life, so I guess not max life, but at least it's life gain, which I think actually we needed more. So that worked out okay. Alright, more patrolling soldiers. No brimstone this time, but we'll see if we can avoid them nonetheless. Nope, no we can't. Again, no Colbjorn, because I keep using him for his dice rather than his big burly muscles. So let's see how this one goes. I'm gonna have to be more aware of my dodging, and I think I'm gonna be a little bit more generous in the use of my crossbow. There we go. Smash into the general a little bit. There we go. There we go. So you're out of the way, and now we can deal with the rest. How are you? Reflect some of these bullets back, that's how good we are. Oh. Alright, let's not do that from point blank range. There we go, line that up. Trying to deflect a few of those arrows as well, because I think it helps our sword. Or rather helps unlock the token on our sword. And you know what? There we go. And just because we can, we'll finish one of you off with this as well. Because I'm not convinced... Actually, we're on 70 health again. We've managed to recover fairly well. There we go. Charge this way, finish you off. Oop, take a little bit of a jab. I mean, do we just wander around and keep reflecting things back like that? Yeah, go on. Finish you off. Look, you've got absolutely no health left. Go on, take a shot. There we go. One step closer to getting that token. We'll see how close we are when we get back. And then we've got one more encounter card, so hopefully we can stir some more revolutionary fervour. We still got the crossbow as well, which is nice. So let's just take a quick look at the sword. This is one equipped. Yep, there we go. 7 of 15. So, whoops, wrong button. Go back, and back some more.
Even in my day, it was rare to stumble upon the creatures of the Shades. Rarer still, as the mythical fade once more into the night.
Alright, we'll give him some food. Okay, so I guess the more food we'd offer, the more chance of success we'd have. But luckily we still make it. They munch on a bread roll. Whatever you do, if you see the fawn, don't believe a word he says. He almost always lies. You walk along a path following the cheerful sound of a pipe instrument. You come to a fork in the road where a fawn plays the oh, fancy that, a fawn plays a pan flute while clicking his hooves about. Can I help you, he asks. You inquire about the missing child. Oh yes, about yay-high, scruffy clothes. Yes, he went that-a-way, he says, pointing to the path to the left. So, I guess we go right. You tread lightly down the path and come to a magnificent castle. The drawbridge is lowered, so you walk inside. Many goblins and fairies gather in the Queen's court. I mean, we're still wearing the mark of the Red Hand clan of goblins, so maybe that'll help us. I suspect not. Upon the throne sits the Queen, a cherub with 4 faces and a serpent's tail. The first face is a womanly face, the second belongs to a panther, the third is the face of a goat, and the fourth is that of a swan. The Queen opens all her mouths and her voice echoes. A mere mortal in my court? Why have you come? And we tell her that we're looking for a missing child. Okay, so we actually need a blessing before we can get this. She looks you up and down and says, you have nothing I want, but I have no need for this snotty child either. Take him. A goblin walks out of a chamber holding the hand of a small child. He escorts you and the child to another fairy ring and sends you on your way. You reappear in the meadow. The mother runs towards you, eager to see her child. Her face drops when she sees the small hand you're holding doesn't belong to her child, but to that of a squirrel. Shocked, you let go of the squirrel. You let go and the squirrel races you up the nearest tree. The mother begins to bawl and spit curses at you. You try and explain, but she wants none of it. So we get a curse. So if we'd have had a blessing, we could have... Okay. Wow. That's suboptimal. So no token for us and an extra curse.
The Peace District. What irony.
Let's go into the Peace District. And... nope, more fights. At least we've got Kolbjorn and his big old burly muscles to help us smash through some of these empires. And I don't, yeah, no brimstone ones, otherwise this would be a healthy orange glow. Maybe we'll reflect some more bullets. Oop. I pressed the wrong button. Good. Off to a great start. I think we're still taking extra damage from the first hits we receive in combat as well, so that's, you know, extra try hard not to try to get hit like that. Mistimed that one, I guess. Come on. Shoot at me some more, cowards. There we go, we're gonna get that token if nothing else. Kolbjorn, you can kind of stop. I'm trying to get them to shoot at me. Oh, I guess I moved. There we go. Come on. Come on. Wonder if they ever run out of bullets. Alright, this is gonna be boring. Let's not just stand here and wait. There we go. That feels like it was probably a few. I don't know if it was 7, but it's probably enough. Enough to be getting on with at least. Hey, I got an achievement, Marksman. What does that do for us? That is for defeating 25 enemies with crossbow or gun artifacts. There's a gun artifact, you say? Oh, maybe that's what will happen if we upgrade the frost shot crossbow. Hey, there we go. More tokens. So I say this every time, but it is really nice having that feeling of progression as you go through. So even if you don't do a quest, you unlock new stuff, and it keeps things interesting. Alright, so let's not go through that checkpoint first. Guess we're going to go this way.
The damage taken from starvation is more than the healing delivered by eating. As with many things, we find ourselves sliding further and further into hardship.
So we are going to need some food, which I guess means once we kill these, we're going to have to loot the bodies and possibly upset everyone again. Wow, that was a good charge. You're going to have to try and capitalize on that if you can. That's a bit of a waste of a special attack, but oh well. Just fire blindly into the crowd. Again, feel that it's kind of unfair that we can get hit during finishes, but you know. Because it's not like we can kill them through any other means. Oh, we are very low on health as well. So that starvation damage is going to be a very big problem. There we go. Make sure we're out of everyone's way when they try and stab us. Whoop, missed that one. 3 health left. I don't know if we're going to make it. Kolbjorn, get on your feet. Help me. Come on, up you get. There we go. Just try and stay at range. No, I said at range. Oh, while he's distracting them, we'll finish you off. Use that to make sure you're finished. Finish you as well. So if we don't find any food at the end of this, we are just dead anyway. And finish you off with a shot to the face. Pow, there we go. So we live to fight another day, just. Hey, and we get the buckler as well. I don't know what for. Oh, for doing the improved bash attacks, right? I think we're going to have to search for spoils. The missed opportunity means we don't get the max life. But luckily we do get the food. So everyone's upset that we're searching for spoils. We'll try and reroll this. Odds are in our favour, but of course, let's just see what happens. Are we going to have to fight peasants, or is it just going to increase our infamy? Ah, we get cursed. 20% less damage when our life is full. I mean, on the bright side, I'm not sure that's going to be a problem.
Back to the bones. I hope you have learned to be their master.
There we go. Succeed there. So nobody calls the guards, so no brimstone decks. Okay, more corruption. Okay. Just take a quick drink to refresh myself while it's loading. There we go. Colbjorn, you go do your thing. Colbjorn, smash! Oh, no, can't block that. Gotta dodge. Okay, getting there. No. Spoke too soon. Blood stains the ground beneath your corpse. Well, that was kind of inevitable. So this one
should focus more on defense than offense, I think. The
Yeah.
opportunity to strike back will always present itself.
The best defense is a good offense. So this quest actually seems much easier than the previous one. I mean, I know we still lost, but Alright, for stealing all the Reeves gold, we get the caravan robbery quest. Okay. So we advance that quest at least. We get the weapon token. So we get the dazzling blade. And what next? Using your buckler, we get the tactician's buckler. Excellent. So we get a little bit more progress. Unfortunately, we don't get the gold and silver
trained
tokens.
you better than this. Focus.
Alright, so we certainly will focus, and we will certainly come back and attempt one of these. I think, you know, just for the sake of it, I want to get at least one of the companions' quests done. So we might actually go back and retry some of these other ones just for the sake of it, or maybe we'll just keep banging our heads against some of these ones instead. Don't know. That'll have to wait until the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.